Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TRS Live with your hosts Brian Keller, Matt Trotz, and Zach Huffman, presented by The Real Shot.
I'ma do this here forever.
EQ.
Forever.
Triune.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. I'ma do this here forever.
Let's go.
All you haters better get comfy. This the day you've been waiting on. Y'all road is finna get bumpy. This the dragon making my statement on. I ain't going nowhere. This the place that I'm making home. I'll do this shit forever. Hit the gas and I'm taking off. Ow. I was born with passion. My job is never ending and my hustle's everlasting. No matter what, I'm gon' ball, even with my back to the wall. And the best part is that this is the beginning. I'ma do this here forever. Forever.
What's up? Should I jump around?
Yeah, you should.
It
you
seemed
should
to
jump
work,
around.
yes.
It worked. I just thought you shaved. I'm like, God, did Matt shave? Because he looks like he's 12.
I kind of look a little clean. That's what Randy said yesterday, too.
You look like you're 12. That's why I don't shave, because I look like I'm 12.
Yeah. It was getting... Zach tried to give me a confidence booster on Saturday night after the grand reopening. He's like, man, you just got to push through the grunge stages.
Oh,
next thing you know, you got a Zach Brown beard. And I'm like,
how long,
been there.
How long does it go, Zach, before it stops being itchy?
Mine really never itched.
Oh, really?
It was weird. Everyone told me, they're like, you're going to get there, and I never did.
He's got that baby soft skin yet, though.
That's
you
true.
know? You got to use that oil of Olay.
All right, mine just itches if it gets too long.
Yeah.
And then it starts getting like hunting season, like no shave November, right?
Yeah.
It does help with the wind, but after a while it just starts
yeah.
getting like caught in my zipper, my jacket.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's a bummer.
That's just no bueno.
That's a bummer.
That's no good.
I'm gonna write Sika an email because I want buttons
For the collar?
for the collars.
Yeah, but see, mine's always up as far as it goes.
Really?
Yeah.
You
but
shoot a handheld release. Doesn't that drive you
no,
nuts?
because they've got that zipper that goes off and away.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Do
Even
you have the Fanatic?
I have the Fanatic Light.
Does it have the sideways?
Yeah, the
Because
Fanatic Light does,
the
but
Stratic goes straight.
Stratus goes
The
straight
Fanatic comes over.
Yep, but
and I have it up tight. It doesn't bother me at all.
I got issues. Like, that's how I lost my sunglasses during Wisco. When things get too far up in my neck, it drives me nuts.
How did you wear a suit when you got married? Is that just were you
Terribly.
Were you just?
You were there.
I know, but
you were there. Luckily, I think that day the sweat was so pouring down.
it just
here
kept it
that-
lubricated.
Just kept my neck like butter. It was disgusting.
It was hot.
Oh my
It was
God.
like 95 in the shade hot. Like
Oh.
like
And
African.
then they
junk,
tried to
you
yell
know.
at us. You need to hurry up with your line because you're letting out all the. No, we're good. We'll come through as fast as we want. Surprised I didn't get road rash that day too. Jesus, there's a lot of baby powder being tossed around.
All right, too much information. Matt. TMI, man. TMI.
It's too far.
Oh
It's
my
Friday. It's too far Fridays. Let's go. Well,
right.
You're not
we're
wrong.
back in here,
Yeah, we are. We're getting close. Lance is up putting the flooring in on the new studio.
dude.
You guys did a little video up there yesterday.
Mhm.
We got some noise echoey issues we got to fix.
Oh, up there.
Yeah, she's a
I was
little
gonna say,
echoey up there. No, it sounds great. in
Can
here.
I get turned down a little bit?
Zach,
I feel like a little.
Don't turn me down. No, I sound great.
Yeah.
Well, great's a relative term.
Yeah. Good to who? That sounds a little bit better.
A little bit better?
Myself.
Yeah, I was going deaf, listening to my own voice, and that's pretty
Now
bad.
you know how your
All
wife
right.
feels.
Oh.
Ooh.
Can we get that little cymbal sound in the background?
Yeah, whatever happened to like you getting sound effects going on this thing,
They'll happen.
We've had all sorts of other projects, Matt.
What are we at? 36? Technically, is this I couldn't remember if last Saturday's was official
No.
TRS live.
No.
Cuz that would make this 37.
No,
Yeah,
it
this is
wasn't.
36.
No, we were just on there shooting fat in between seminars.
Shooting the fat or chewing the fat?
I don't know. I always say shooting, I guess. I don't know
I
why.
thought it was always
Chewing
chewing the
I don't-
fat.
I never claimed to be normal.
Nobody said that.
I never claimed to be normal.
Well, we do apologize that we are a little late this morning.
You and Zach were late.
Zach and I were late.
I was sitting here
True
waiting.
things.
I was sitting here waiting
Computer
very
issues.
patiently.
Yeah, right.
See, it all comes full circle. My computer had issues, which caused Matt to show up a little late, and just went full circle,
doesn't
but
make
we're
any
here now.
sense.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any
stop
sense.
trying to
Making
blame it
excuses.
on me.
Doesn't make any
It's
sense.
100%.
I was blaming the computer for
the
you. I was
produ-
covering for you, Matt.
the producer.
Hey,
But anyways.
at least you were doing something trying to get healthy.
I was playing
Playing
some
some
basketball
basketball.
this morning, and
Now, was there like an overtime game? Is that why you were late?
no, it's just we played till about 10
Somebody
to
blew a
7.
hamstring?
Somebody actually no, that's not funny. Somebody did twist an ankle
Oh,
pretty
that's not
bad this
good.
morning.
It's
Yeah,
because you guys are old now.
we are getting old, dude.
Old guy, morning basketball. That's a thing like everywhere. Like
It
a lot of
is.
people do that.
It is. Well, and it's just, if I'm going to exercise, I should do it more. When I run up and down the court, I feel a lot better. It's
Yeah.
not work.
Right. And it's, you're not
Exercising
sitting on
is
a bike or a
work.
treadmill
Yeah,
or
dude.
something. Yeah,
I
no,
just
hear
hate
you.
it. Plus you get with these older guys, there's call your own falls. You get to throw a couple elbows once in a while, and there's some really talented
Oh,
ball
I'm
players
sure.
up there.
For sure.
It's just good exercise. So, anyways, that's why. Why are we even talking about this?
I don't know. Just because
Yeah,
you were
Zach's
late.
trying to. I
TRS,
was not late.
TRS basketball.
I was here 10 minutes before the show was supposed to go on, and the fact that I even had time to get a coffee, even though I don't drink coffee. That's what I'm saying. So, all right,
It'd
so-
be like that sometimes.
yeah, a lot
But
of times in
So
here.
we're gonna get into this Musky thing that Zach went and did.
Yep.
Right. But real quick, I think we got a cool little topic for our next show already.
Yep.
With
Oh yeah.
Trav.
No. Well, I guess our next show is with Trav, but we got a little investigative thing Zach's working on.
Yep.
Oh,
We're chasing gobies.
with what you were catching last night.
Yep.
Did you bring one in?
I forgot it at home,
That's okay.
but I got pictures.
We're chasing gobies. How close to Winnebago they are?
Now
He caught them yesterday.
I saw
in the
that.
Fox.
I saw that.
I was
that
targeting them.
Do you know how many dams away from the Winnebago were you?
I looked like two or
dams
three.
away?
No, I was 2 to Butamore, I think, and then 1 to Winnebago.
So
of
you're
course.
1 away from Little Lake Butamore or 2 away
I
from
think
Little Lake Butamore?
2, depending on how the water works. Because what's weird is I looked at the map, and there's 2 different channels of the Fox. One that kind of goes through the flats, by all the factory,
Right.
and paper mill, and then the other one, which is like the roaring current part
Yeah.
of the river. So I think
That's all one.
Yeah.
The
so
one
I
where
think
you
that-
are is the lock system.
Yep.
The other rapids is where you ain't going there.
Right. So.
So you're
I'd
one
say-
below. I think you're 1 below Little
That
Lake
sounds
Butamore.
about right.
Yeah, you're 1 below Little Lake Butamore.
Yep.
Now we're gonna Zach's got he's got this microfishing thing.
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing, by the way.
How come
Yeah.
you're not doing TRS stuff with that? How come you're
Because
not?
I want to learn how to do it before I make myself look
So
like
did
an
you?
idiot.
But did you know?
You don't think all these other dudes that are
Dude, it's way too
microfishing
late
out-
for that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
true.
you know microfishing was a thing?
Yeah, I actually watched a video on it.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
I had no idea. You're catching like aquarium fish.
Yeah. It's pretty
So
cool.
now, question for you: are these 100% round gobies?
100%.
100%.
100%.
Because what's the other one that they were dropping around? 2 years ago, they were handing out flyers and they were saying this could potentially be and not be a goby. Is that the thing?
I don't know.
Because isn't there a lake perch or a trout perch or
Could
something?
be a trout perch, but these are definitely gobies.
Yeah, these are straight up gobies. I've got a.
Now my question is should these be reported to the DNR?
Well,
Well,
according to
they know that they're up in the Fox.
Yep.
That was as of 2015. But how far they've been able to make it, nobody really knows. Because here's the thing: we've been catching walleye in a spot
Yep.
on Butamore that have had gobies in their stomach.
talking about
every
Little Lake
single one.
Butamore?
Yeah, Little
So
Lake.
that you're pretty confident they're above the dam where you were last
Yeah,
night.
and
You caught these like that fish that's
so
on
that-
there now. You
yep.
caught that last night.
Caught that last night.
You caught what? 3 of them?
Three.
3 of them, and I had. I mean, you know when it's a goby
Oh
hitting
yeah,
your
it's like a
stuff,
machine gun
so-
going off down there.
Yeah.
When
so
you
I had a
kept
few-
saying that you had in that area, because we were down there yesterday doing some lure testing and stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
And Zach was saying in this one spot when he would bring it up, it felt like bluegills hitting it,
Yeah,
tap
well,
all the
yeah.
way through.
No.
But it was only off a bottom though. Like if
Oh,
you had to be
right,
like a
'cause-
foot off bottom or lower. And
Well,
it
that's
would
all
be,
they
like,
won't.
crazy.
They'll only come off bottom 18 inches.
Yep.
All right, so here,
So now Nick has caught walleyes, correct?
Yep.
multiple
Nick that
walleyes.
works here has caught walleyes, multiple with gobies in the bellies. I mean,
Yep.
obviously everybody knows fish love these things. They're like candy.
Yep.
Tony's on here says they're for sure in Little Lake. So Zach's got a pretty good method now. This microfishing, which I've never heard of. It's kind of intriguing.
Yep.
I don't know if I'd have fun doing it, but the concept's intriguing.
Yep.
That he's got a kind of a system down for catching these things. He's going to kind of work his way towards the lake and see if we can find any on the Winnebago side.
Yep.
So you did keep one of them though?
I did. It's in my freezer at home.
Can feed
Meant
your
to
cat?
bring it in. Yeah.
All right, so here recap. Why are these things? What do they do?
Well, they're an invasive species. They're
Yep.
not native,
Yep.
Right. They're native to Southeast Asia.
Negative.
So I don't know how they got
The
here.
negative is I think that they eat a lot of like
Fish eggs.
eggs,
They,
and
eat,
that
a lot,
type of
they eat
stuff.
a lot of fish eggs, but if you ever notice, if you ever catch one and you put your finger in their mouth, they'll bite you, and it actually hurts. What they do,
Do they
is
got little teeth?
No teeth, but they crack open mussels. That's what part of their diet is, cracking open and eating mussels.
So zebra mussels are a problem as well. They're an invasive species in the Bago system.
And they're there. They're all the way in the upper lakes area.
When I was landscaping, there was properties when we landscape, they would wash up on shore.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And it would be huge mounds of these zebra mussels.
Yep.
You know,
Was that
actually,
on Winnebago or?
Yeah, that was Winnebago.
But see, like they're they said they're in Winnebago. They're all the way up in Winnicott and Poiganard.
Yep.
those zebra mussels are.
Okay, so let's just go through it. Zebra mussels clear the water, right?
Yep, they filter the water.
They filter the water in a negative way because in like the zooplankton and all that kind of stuff, right?
I don't know. I'm not a biologist.
Well, and I'm just asking
I
generalities.
know that from
here.
a purely fisherman standpoint,
Yep.
I have not found the negatives of zebra mussels or gobies.
The only thing
Strictly
that I
from a fisherman angler standpoint,
Right.
I am not. I know they're not native. I know they're not good. There's certain native plants they might not be
Yep.
good for, those types of things.
So the one thing I found with zebra mussels is the water filtration is actually awesome. It's really cool that they do that because Bago and this whole system has never really been known as the cleanest waterway.
Right.
But the one negative is actually on a commercial end. That is why there's a big push to get rid of them, is because on the commercial aspect, any pipes, any
Right.
channels, any
'cause they
small
clean
channels
all
or
that
locks
stuff.
or anything, they'll clog them up. I had my dad's girlfriend at the time, now wife. Her parents had a house on Winnebago that was on a street that kind of cut off to a dead end, and then behind the dead end there was a channel which led back into kind of a swampy area. Well, one summer a couple of years ago, well, probably a few years ago now, what happened was these zebra mussels actually clogged up the entrance to that canal.
Really?
And then when the weather warmed up, it dried out the canal. All the fish in there actually ended up dying because there was no water.
Wow.
And then the entire neighborhood for months just reeked of dead fish.
So, that's bad.
Yep.
Well,
But now,
so they
I mean,
almost
there's
like
got to be a ways to clean the pipe. I'm assuming once you know they're there, you can
right.
take a PM approach to cleaning the pipes or
Right.
whatever. But from a water standpoint, they do filter. Come on, Matt. They filter the
Hold
water.
it together. It's a Friday.
Dude, somebody's got to go there, and I'm going to be that guy 100% of the time.
The cleaner the water, the more the light can penetrate the water,
Yep.
the more natural vegetation can grow, grass can grow. That's all good stuff for fish. That's why typically the fishing has gotten better where that stuff has happened.
Yep.
Typically, again, might be terrible for certain creatures or whatever. I don't
would
know.
like to get a DNR biologist on here because, like, I had
I don't
questions
know. I would love
on.
to
Yeah,
be
I've
taught.
got a couple new connections now, and I'm gonna try and.
Well,
then as far as the
talk to
goal,
them.
we got one up front too that I could probably get a hold of. My
Yep.
question is like, why are some of these lakes? And with you're saying this is a great thing for
I'm
all
not
these.
saying it's great. I'm just
Okay.
saying from my vantage point.
Okay.
I have not seen. Well, you got to play the PC card.
I
nowadays, right?
see.
Because somebody's gonna come and just be like, "Dude, you're a moron."
Does PC stand for pipe cleaning?
No, but somebody's gonna come out and be like, "Dude, you're an idiot. This is terrible
Well,
for
let's
everything."
fire it up. Let's go this morning. But anyways, okay, so like, then is it a different type of weed that takes over a lot of the lakes and grows up
That's
so
a great
tall?
question. I don't know.
That is why because you're saying like, on hunting situation, when you cut trees, lets more light down, you get some good vegetation and you get also some bad. The invasives, by me it's buckthorn, raspberry, so on and so
Yep.
forth.
And there's an invasive plant seeds as well. It could be an issue.
Let's just, one that comes off the top of my head is Waiwiga Mill Pond out by me. That thing grew up so thick with weeds, but
Right.
that's got to be in a different type of
Well,
weed.
I think there's a difference there on the depth of the water, right?
Right.
Because the light's only, even a clear water lakes, the light's only going to go down
Right.
so far, right?
Right.
So I think like Winnebago, you're going to maybe see those weeds. If let's say Winnebago got cleaner, which is a long ways for Winnebago to go.
Right.
Right? Like maybe it helps with some of the algae bloom in the summer. I mean,
Yep.
those would be positives, I would think.
Yep.
That blue-green cancer causing. There's
Yeah,
no proof
don't
that
swim in it.
happens. Just
Swim
saying
in
it
it.
just can't. It can't be good for you, right? But maybe that helps that a little bit. I don't know, right? And then your question about the gobies. Fish love goby. I mean, they're like candy for those.
Well,
fish.
I was listening to an Ike and Ellie podcast on the way back from ATA show, and he was saying, he even called them out. He's like, I don't care what anybody says. Fish love these things.
Oh, yeah, they're like
and
candy.
and my bass are bigger now
Oh,
because
yeah,
they're eating.
absolutely.
And it's a true story. Look at the
Yep.
bay, right?
Eric
Smallies are
Eric Peterson on your said he caught a
Caught-
goby on Little Lake Butamore last weekend. So I think it's safe to say they're definitely there.
Yep.
I bet you 99% they're in Winnebago.
Yeah.
It's just maybe that, like you said, you made a comment on a separate post this morning that you feel the same way, but maybe they just haven't quite established themselves yet.
Right.
But they got to be there.
How big is a big goby? Is that about the max size there?
No, I've caught them
that's
like.
Oh, really?
10, up on the bay, they'll get 8-10 inches. Yeah, they get
Holy
big.
Yeah,
man.
big water, big fish. But here, I mean, the biggest one I caught was
Is that like 3 inches there?
that one. Well, if you see,
Well, that's
see
a
the
tiny
deep-
little jig in the corner.
I see
Yeah,
that,
so
yeah.
there's that tiny jig head. Let me put this back up on the stream. That tiny jig head is a 1/72 jig.
So it's not a huge. I mean, you're talking
Yeah, it's
minnow
an ice
size.
jig, right?
Yep.
Yep.
But
So-
I think the reason fish really gravitate towards these is they're easy. They're easy. They can't get away from
right.
them. Right? If you're
'Cause
a
it is-
smallmouth or you're a walleye and you're kind of cruising,
Right.
you know, a big school of shiners can kind of distract you. They do their minnow thing and they
Yep.
try to get away or whatever. You can, they got to corner them a little bit more.
Right.
But I think that, for the goby to be a fish that lives on bottom,
Yep.
can only kind of get up 18 inches off.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Well, if you
just-
look at the
you're
way a
sitting
goby
duck.
swims,
Yeah, they kind of swim like.
they swim like you would fish a lipless crank off rocks.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
literally almost exactly like that.
No,
They literally
it'll-
bounce.
So, when they get here, they will change. I mean, tubes will always be a big thing because a tube originally was a crayfish imitator, but they perfectly imitate a goby, which is why they're so good up on the bay.
Yep.
Tube jigs. It'll change, like you're saying with the lipless crank or whatever.
Yep.
It'll change the way people fish as soon as they're established.
So do you think the troll bite will change then a lot?
No, not necessarily. I mean, fish are still going to eat minnows. It's not like they gravitate 100% towards gobies.
Right.
But I wonder if
But-
the troll bite will be less successful because you'll be able to fish the reefs more efficiently then.
Could be. Who knows?
That's a lot of fish in that sentence.
Time will tell.
Yeah, like Eric says again, they got to be in Bago.
I think
Yep.
so. I agree with you, Eric. I think they're in Bago. I'm pretty sure they're in Bago. Zach's going to prove it.
We just need somebody
Or
to
Zach's
prove
gonna
it
try to prove
and
it.
just get it over with so they can get back
So
to their
this
business.
microfishing, I mean, basically you're fishing along like rock walls.
Yep. So real quick to explain that, because I think I might start filming this because I
think it's pretty interesting.
I'm an odd dude when it comes to hobbies, and with fishing, everybody wants to catch these big fish and
You're
whatnot.
not wrong.
I'm a very odd dude. But I started doing this research where I was like, I keep aquarium fish, and I'm like, it'd be really cool is to catch fish this size. So I looked it up, and apparently it's actually a really popular thing overseas. So then I was like, all right, well, cool, let's try it now.
Microfishing is popular
Yeah.
overseas?
Never heard of it.
And so what I
Until
did
this morning, for real. I've never heard of it until this morning.
Yeah, I just happened to have a YouTube video on it the other day,
Sure.
and the guy bought something off of Amazon.
Okay.
It was like a little Berkeley. Really, this dude should have bought it from the real shot than if Zach's doing it.
Right.
But Zach's going to be the trendsetter here.
Well, so what I do though is like a lot of people think, oh, like an ice rod will work because small fish, small rod, da 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 da. It's actually the reverse, because what you're trying to do is you can't really cast to microfish.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a modified small form of like cane fishing, where you just have a really really long rod, 7 to 8 feet, 9 feet,
It's almost like a
then
cane
vertical
pole
jig,
kinda
yeah,
thing?
yep,
Like
and
a-
then vertical jig off of bottom or wherever you want to fish out of or into structure.
What you should be using are those crappie rods that we sell.
Oh yeah.
Yep. If
But,
that's the-
that's what I meant by cane pole.
yeah,
Kinda
if you're
same thing.
using that method, if that's a successful method, I mean the
Right.
classic rod they're using is a good rod.
Yep.
Rod, but we sell those crappie, crappie master, crappie kings or whatever the heck
Right.
they are.
Yep.
You should bring that up and show that to people in case they want to get into microfishing here too. That
sure.
would be
Because what is the goal of microfishing? You can't eat them. There's nothing
Right.
there.
I
So
think
what-
it's purely recreational
just
because I mean
the
I think
challenge is just the challenge of it.
I tell people this is a rough estimate that I've just heard tossed around, but I've heard in the Fox River alone, because that's our home stretch right here, that there's like 80 or 90 species of small fish, minnows.
Okay.
So you go, okay, so I can catch smallmouth bass.
Yeah, and I didn't know that.
Catch largemouth. I catch, whatever, carp, sheephead, bigger fish, northern. And that's great, but now there's 80 or 90 fish you've never even seen before, besides maybe in a school or whatever swimming. So now you just go out there for the pure fun of it to see what can you catch at that size. At least for me, it's what can I catch, what can I
Right.
look at, take a picture of, and say, look what I did.
That's crazy.
so.
So-
Was that bass you caught? I think that was a largemouth. I think you caught last night. I don't think that was a smallie.
It didn't look like a smallie. I agree.
No.
It had the lateral line. on
I
it.
think that was
Did
a
it?
small largemouth. Yes.
Okay, it was a darker green too, so I'd probably
Yeah,
say
it probably was a
Smallmouth
large.
for a large
smallmouth
event.
have red eyes.
okay. I noticed that too, and somebody else had made a comment about the whole red eye thing.
Yeah, smallmouth have red eyes.
Rock bass and smallmouth are the only two
Okay.
fish. I mean, from what I
Sure.
understand.
Okay, so it was a largemouth.
Well, I'm not saying
So
yeah.
that largemouth, I
He's eating
actually.
gobies.
Oh yeah, I went. No, so how I got that though is I literally I got out of my car, pulled the rod out, and I had like a what was it? Probably a 16th ounce jig with a inch twister tail on it. literally, I looked at this old couple sitting in their car. They looked at me and kind of like gave me a smirk because I'm fishing, you know. And I walked down, literally set my bag down, unhooked, put it in the water, went like boom, 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 and there was a fish on.
Boom.
Thought it was a sheephead, pulled it up, and it was a bass. And I was like, okay, that's a good sign. And didn't catch another one because right after I caught him, like, that's good enough for me. I want to get into this. So I tried microing, and it worked.
That's just crazy.
Well,
that's crazy.
And we used your biggest smallmouth to date as of Throw It Back Thursday. That thing, I couldn't believe how tiny
That's my
that.
pocket bass.
But like you said,
That
though,
was the size of your wallet.
the color on that
That's cool.
smallmouth
Well, I was talking was that smallmouth was so well developed for that size that that's why I thought it was so cool. Is because now think about this.
Well developed.
I
Well,
know.
You look at the colors, you look at the stripes, and it didn't look like a minnow. So I was like, this right
Such
here.
a well developed little baby fish.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's got such a big head.
I really want to say something right now, but I think I'm gonna hold off. On that one.
It did. It had a big head for a sizeless fish.
Don't go there. I'm just
trying to prod him. It's not working.
Don't go there.
Oh shoot. All right. Anyway.
But anyways,
So Zach's gonna work on trying to
That's
disprove the no gobies in Winnebago.
Well, and
We
the
gotta
other
do a little investigative reporting. Sounds like fun. I think it's fun.
with Zach Hoffman.
Yeah.
yeah.
We get some little news intro music.
I might
and shit.
invite. So I was supposed to go up to Green Bay this weekend to meet with one of the fish biologists
Oh, nice.
from the DNR, just to meet up and see if they have any more goals with media and things like that. And so we're gonna grab a beer and do some fishing. But I think I'm gonna invite him down here to see if he wants to help me tackle this, because that'd be cool to have an actual guy
Good
that works as a
call.
biologist
Yeah.
to come and
Good
fish with
call.
me
Yeah.
to pull some fish out. So I'm gonna
Well,
talk
nobody.
to him.
I don't know anybody who specifically targets gobies. So I mean,
Right.
right? Like your odds of catching them are better.
Yeah.
know, this-
Well,
you know
especially
what
when you
you're
see how
doing.
they school, though. When you see how gobies school, I've been watching a couple videos on them, and I mean, they school in mass. Like there's a lot of them at one time in one spot.
So now, technically, do they want you to kill this fish?
There's no point.
There's no point.
They might say go for it, but you're never gonna stop it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
It's gone too far.
I don't know, dude. This guy with his microfishing techniques,
I'll just go
he
catch 'em
might
all.
rid the whole population.
yeah, I don't know.
One man.
I don't think it's possible.
Zach Hoffman.
There you go.
Hey,
one man, one mission.
You know, if
On a mission.
if anyone
to
from the
rid
DNR
world
is
of
watching,
gobies.
pay me like 25 cents a piece, and I'll start bringing them to you.
You can make some serious coin quick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways, I really like that style of fishing. I'm going to keep doing it. I just found it interesting because I'm a wildlife guy. I love nature, so being able to see this kind of stuff is cool.
I got all kinds.
But
of
also the
crazy-
fact
Maybe
that
he's
you're
just into micro stuff.
yeah, maybe.
or is that Jamie?
I'm just saying, he's into small stuff.
You know what, y'all, dude. You could go all over with this. Like, you can go take an ice rod.
Yep.
You could take the long hole hopping rods.
Sure.
We can just go all over with this. I like this. Keep going.
Did
Good
you
job.
listen? Did you listen about the whole need like 7, 8, 9 feet part?
Yeah,
don't think
I
you
was just
need-
gonna say. I thought we just got done talking about crappie
Yeah, but the
rod.
other thing too
He's
is
going back
you
to ice rods.
How do you? I mean, if you're talking light sensitivity bites.
No, because you want to be able to reach into spots.
Well, I
like
think
you want to be able to reach
I
into.
think there's two things when you're fishing from shore. One is reaching into spots.
Yep.
The other one is the stealthiness.
Yep.
Because typically, if you're a small fish,
it's like
Yep.
bank fishing
no, but
trout.
but if you're a small fish, you are a prey for everything, both underwater and above water.
Yep.
So if you see dark shadows appearing, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Well, especially with the pelicans.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go and talk about pelicans since we're on controversial fish topics.
I took that picture yesterday. I'm gonna
Yeah.
send it to you quick.
So
Can we pull up that video I posted? Totally separate topic, but that goose attack thing.
I can find it.
That's awesome.
But as I find that, I'm
Yeah.
just going to talk about this. So I was down fishing this spot that I'm always fishing, and while I'm down there,
you need to broaden your horizons, Zach. For real.
I love.
I
going down there.
appreciate that you are really into it. We got to get you some more.
how
shore
do you
fishing
how do you
spots.
want that? I just like that pelican yesterday. The only reason
What
because-
pelican? What are you talking about? Oh, the one that attacked you.
So tell your story. And I didn't notice that these pelicans in our area have those kind of bumps on their nose.
Oh yeah, pelicans are big birds.
So real quick,
Oh, yeah, that one. That stupid bird.
so I was down fishing the this
Is
loch.
that on the Fox?
No, I have no idea where that is.
So I'm down there, and I am sitting there being super lazy because, like I said, this is just my go-to spot after work. That's between my house when I have an hour, right?
We
I have
were
an
there
hour to
yesterday
fish.
in 5 minutes.
Yep. But like I said, it's for my when I have 1 hour to fish or 2 hours to fish. That's where I go because it's my hometown honey hole, right?
Right.
So I go down there. I'm sitting there, and I'm just lazily trying to microfish, you know, but I'm using a little bit bigger baits, and then I get whacked by this probably 14-inch sheephead. So I get this sheephead on there, and it's pulling line. You know, I've got like 2-pound mono tied on, so I'm just letting it run. And all this commotion of this thing splashing, all of a sudden 3 pelicans come off the bridge that's like, you know, what I'd say like 70 yards away, 60 yards away.
Yep.
And they jump off there, and they start swimming towards me. Next thing you know, I'm trying to get this thing up to shore without snapping it off. And these pelicans, all 3 of them came in, one on each side, and then the middle one, by the time I got this fish to shore, I didn't think to like scream at him or yell because I didn't think they'd be gutsy enough to do this. I get this thing onto the rocks. It hits my foot, and the pelican grabs the fish literally off of my foot. It hit my foot with its beak, with its jig in my mouth.
And these are big birds.
Yeah, and just grabs it and takes off with it. And he's got my line in my mouth. I'm like, well, if you fly away, I've got a bird on my line now.
Yeah, your 2-pound test is no match for a pelican, buddy.
So I ripped it off, and now he's gonna have to live with his little.
They literally
jig in his
ganged
throat.
up on you.
No, but it's like, what do they just grab it, flip it, done? I mean,
Yeah, they literally just
they'll eat
boom, they
a
just scoop it.
4-pounder in a
Hey,
gulp.
Hey,
Well, then yesterday they
those
tried it
pelicans
again.
looked at you and said, "Flock you."
That's
But
really not that funny.
again, yesterday though, the same thing happened, but it didn't steal it from me because literally, I pulled the fish up, whip it onto shore, and he comes flying. He literally flew and swooped down, landed in the water, and came at me, and I just screamed at it. I'm like, "No, you can have it when I'm done." I'm like, "You're not taking another jig. This one's an expensive one, okay?"
Yep.
But this video here,
That one yesterday rolled
So
up
this
on
is
us too.
so
pretty
this
dirty.
is something I shared on the TRS Outdoors group, which is kind of a subset. We share videos and stuff. It's not really work related. This is a turn. I think it's
there
a
he goes.
turn. I don't know if it's a turn or a seagull.
He just dove. Oh,
he's trying to get a duckling for a gooseling.
oh my gosh. Hold on.
Oh, did you see this?
Yeah, I did. I didn't watch it until it's
Goose
Watch
is
this.
killing the Caspian tern.
He killed it.
What is
I didn't know
happening?
geese were that nasty.
Oh yeah,
man.
well, they
Oh my
chase
gosh, he
people.
killed it.
Well, yeah, but they chased you, but I didn't know they would take another
yeah,
critter.
they're
I
mean.
figured
I
they would
have-
just
Look at the
Never
feathers in the
seen
water. That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Bam.
Wrong
I figured he would.
Oh my
I
gosh.
figured he'd go just chase the bird away.
just-
I didn't think
right,
he'd just pin
right.
it down and
Just
purposely kill it.
The bird.
That's crazy.
That's badass.
But on the topic,
I have a
of-
whole new respect for Canadian geese. No lie.
Well,
I do.
they got their goslings right now, so you got to be careful.
No,
with
but
small kids.
I thought they'd kind of chase them away. I didn't think they would just pin it down and
Boom.
kill it.
Well, look. I mean, what is an average goose? 18 pounds, maybe 15 pounds. That thing made some distance quick.
Oh yeah, they're.
Oh, yeah.
That was impressive. That was one of the more impressive videos I've seen.
So
that
now-
thing
It's
just
like a
came-
linebacker.
On the
Boom.
topic of birds, though, pelicans are one thing. But one thing I am happy about is when I was growing up, pelicans were endangered up here. They were on the endangered species list for Wisconsin. There were almost none. I mean, you'd see one on the bay or something like that.
Yeah, they were
in the
never
big
on here
water,
when I was a kid.
but you couldn't find them around here. And in the past couple of years, I mean, I started seeing them, you know, when I was going through Nina and everything before I would start fishing. But now that I've been fishing all last year, maybe saw 2 or 3. This year on the Fox alone, I mean,
They're
there are
everywhere.
hundreds.
I know they've
And
been
then-
around though. They just
Yeah.
started moving their way into the city, into the
Yep.
river, but they've been on the lakes for the last few years.
Yeah, but they're
Just-
making a comeback, which is cool to see on one end because it makes you know that
But
the
they destroy
fishery
islands.
is
Isn't
coming
their poop
back.
Pretty acidic.
Yeah, they destroy islands.
But then on the other hand, now those and the cormorants,
Cormorants.
cormorants,
Cormorants. I think that's
Cormorants.
the right way to say it.
cormorant-mants. Either way, the big blackbirds
No, see
in
the-
Menasha, holy shnikey. There is a tree
the-
line of old decayed buildings,
And they'll kill
whatnot.
everything, those cormorants.
There's hundreds of them
Yeah, that's
just
bad.
chilling in this one spot.
See, I think the DNR's got a bigger problem on their hands with cormorants than they do with zebra mussels and gobies.
Oh yeah, because
the cormorants, I saw a picture on Facebook somewhere. Somebody cleaned or gutted a cormorant. I don't know how. I mean, you can't shoot them, so I don't know how they
Maybe they found one.
killed this thing or whatever.
Bird
But
food.
there was literally 50, 60 baby perch or walleyes or
Yep.
whatever in the belly of this fish.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're terrible.
yeah, open season.
And see, I was
So I
talking
don't know what they're
to.
gonna do about those.
I was
And they'll kill like that island down in Oshkosh by Menominee Park. That whole island out there. I don't know what that island is
there
or
used to
whatever.
be trees and stuff on there.
Oh, there used to be. It's just they've killed everything. Those cormorants have just
Really?
killed every. Oh yeah.
They're
Yeah.
disgusting.
Tony, we agree with you. Those damn things.
All right, so
So
let's get into musky
next
stuff.
topic, muskies. So what
Muskies.
was that last week Thursday? Yeah, last week
Yeah,
Thursday.
it was the week of the grand reopening.
Losing my mind here with all this stuff going on.
It's been pretty hectic around here
Yeah,
lately.
it feels good though.
it's
There's
good.
been a lot of good stuff
It
going
is.
on.
Yep.
30,000th order yesterday.
30
Yeah, that was pretty
30,000.
That was
awesome.
cool. I had no idea we were
Yeah.
close to
Rick,
a number
yeah,
like
Rick
that.
brought that up. Yep.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
That's awesome.
And what? I mean, I don't know, little 2 years-ish. We've had the website.
I think we should
going.
put it out there. Whoever lands on the 50,000th order,
Yep.
1,000 order, we should throw a little special.
Yeah,
present
for
in.
sure. Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
Maybe we should. Yeah, we should just.
We'll have to tell Rick that we just thought of that idea.
we should. We got to figure out what we're gonna do though.
Something. We'll call him. We'll bring him in on TRS Live.
No, I don't think that's cool. enough. I mean,
Oh, I was thinking like a gift card.
Yeah.
Right.
Throw him a promo code.
Maybe give them like half off their order or something.
Booyah. There you go. Who wants to be that person?
50,000th order. That'd be pretty sweet.
It's a good order.
We should have a
So,
party. We should have a party for that.
So,
one.
in saying that though, how long has the website really been cranking?
About really cranking a year and a half. It's probably
I
been.
mean,
on
that's
for about 2 years.
that's pretty good.
I think so.
I think it's really good. Heads up
Heck yeah.
to hands up or thumbs up to Lance and the crew that handles all that stuff.
So yeah, that's been awesome. 30,000. That's pretty cool. I'm actually personally, I'm glad they're paying attention to that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
Rick brought it to
'Cause I
my
had no
attention
I had no
yesterday,
idea.
and
Yep.
he's like, "Hey, we should get a picture of this." And
You
then
should. That's awesome.
yeah, so Zach
Yep.
did it. Thank you very much, whoever made that order.
so it was going to
And all
South
the
Carolina.
orders.
South Carolina.
Some Kytex and some jigs.
So we've hit all 50 states now, right?
Yep.
All 50
Oh,
states.
we've been at
countries.
50 for the
Have we?
longest time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we hit that in the first year, and we've even shipped some here, there, across the pond.
Overseas,
Yeah,
yep.
for sure.
Canada.
So
Very cool.
if anybody hasn't checked out TRS,
All right, sorry, didn't mean to
No,
totally
you're good.
segue, but you said something about.
Hey, we
hectic.
do it all the time. I'm used to it.
No, but I'm just you're getting used to
Getting
it.
used to
You're
it.
if it's
getting
more than
used to
5
it.
minutes, wrap it up.
So yeah, right.
Musky
Musky fish.
masturbation.
Are we gonna get into that?
Yep. So muskies. So
We're gonna-
Thursday, I've only got 5 minutes or less. So we were talking about muskies last week. Thursday, we were talking about muskies. We went up to Green Bay. No, we went up to Green Bay.
Sounds like the
Went
micro
up
machine
to,
guy.
He's a micro everything over there. Zach Micro Hoffman.
Yep. That's what they called me in high school.
Can you change you gotta change your Insta handle? Dude, do it.
Micro Hoffman,
Someday.
huh?
So, anyways, Thursday, Fox Point, De Pere, back on topic.
Dup here.
We were up in De Pere. I was up in De Pere with the Wisconsin DNR, as well as guys from Stevens Point University and a few other musky clubs, things like that. Got there pretty early in the morning. Well, not really. It was like 8.
I think my hometown fish hatchery was there, Wild Rose.
Wild Rose, I don't know if they were because all the fish went to Bizantry, because the
Well,
fish
either
in
way,
that system
I'm
have.
giving him a shout out.
Oh, perfect. But the problem was that there's VHS in those waters, and they don't want VHS in the Wapaka chain,
Good thing it's not Blu-ray.
right?
Blu-ray.
VHS.
We're only rocking a 420p.
Oh boy,
disease.
gotcha. All right,
Or DVD.
sorry.
We want some.
Wasn't-
We want some 4K
or-
diseases.
or
He went all technology on
Or-
me for
or-
a minute.
We don't
I was
expect that
thinking
from
about
him.
or Beta.
yeah.
I mean, I guess
oh, the
keep going.
beta. Holy
Keep
cow.
going.
All right.
Oh boy. So, anyways, we get up there and trying.
Microfishing. I don't know. man.
Okay, Zach, you're good. Just
420.
ignore-
I caught
just
that
ignore
too,
him.
by the way. Get into this musky video. I've been waiting for it.
Have you seen it yet?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's very informative.
So, anyways, we were talking about muskies up in Fox Point.
Well
So we
played,
get up
Zach.
there around 8 o'clock, and we loaded up. We had a couple of boats. We had a couple of boats. We had the shocker boat out there and a couple of John boats. We thought it was going to rain, and I got a little worried just because, cameras aren't waterproof or anything. And
Right.
I'm sitting here going, I'm like, what's going to happen? Do I
If
have to
you'd
just
only
sit here?
requested a waterproof case for the camera, somebody would have
Twice.
bought you one.
How long? Oh, there. I'm back on.
Oh,
Excuse me. Laughing too much over here. So we get up there, get in the boats, head out on the water, go and get to the first net. I only got to go out on one boat ride just because the other nets, they weren't sure if there was going to be fish in. So
Right.
get out there. We had like 8 or 9 big muskie. I mean, not even any small fish. I mean, like every fish in that first net had to have been at least over 30 inches, at least. We got up there, did that, pulled them back, and when we got back, they started their work, which you'll see in the video that I'm about to play. But the cool thing to note was, I think the biggest fish that I personally saw, they quoted me on a 49-inch, but I watched them measure like a 51, 52.
Oh, nice.
So that was cool. I got hit in the camera and face by like a 50-inch muskie because it jumped literally vertical straight out of the bucket deal, the big container.
Really?
And I didn't have the camera rolling, but literally I was watching them because I was standing where they were all facing, and one of them went to jump, and I literally just put my hand on its head and was like, "You're not jumping. Don't do it."
You're like the musky whisperer.
Literally, I was
now?
like, "Shh, it's okay."
Hey, I'm a
Did the
microfisherman.
crocodile Dundee?
Right.
Like, I'm a musky. I'm a microfisherman. You're okay.
You know,
I catch your prey. It's all right.
at
We
least,
are
you know,
one.
there's something
Hey,
to
maybe
say.
like-
I drive a Corolla. I microfish. Okay,
maybe that's
I got nothing
something
to compensate for. Now,
super-
bass fishermen with their lifted trucks.
Yeah.
Maybe there might
Maybe-
be a question there.
Zach, you're super comfortable
No,
and
but-
confident in your.
I'm very confident.
Maybe he's like an ultimate predator. Because
I'm an average fisherman.
No,
damn
but
it.
no, but like where we're all chasing the big stuff. That they're the predators, right? They
Right.
feed off the little ones. Maybe Zach's more of the predator than
He's
we
onto
are.
something.
Right.
Maybe he's more of on that same level with the muskie. 'cause
Maybe
he
I'm
catches
just
their
I'm
food.
just trying to learn the whole spectrum, so I know what I'm doing.
Just-
Or I just like little fish
Anyway,
because
no,
they're
but-
adorable.
Hey, you
So-
started from the bottom,
they're-
now you're here.
because they're adorable. See, I was trying to help him, and he went with adorable.
Yeah, it's the millennial showing.
He
I'm
is-
sorry.
He is pretty cute.
I drink soy lattes and microfish.
No,
I'm just
so
kidding.
there's
Soy
a
lattes
couple of
are
those
disgusting.
shots in the video that we're gonna
Yep.
watch here in a second. And I was like, "Come on, bite the camera, bite
Literally.
the camera." It was
Oh, really?
cool.
Yeah,
Did
so
you see it? Watch
Yeah,
it
I
already?
watched it.
Yeah, I did-
Aw,
I
you
screened
guys
it.
spoiled
So-
her.
real quick though, so we got the fish, we did all the measurements, we spawned them out. I got to watch them spawn these fish out. It's pretty cool. There is a technique to it. The one guy was an absolute master of it. And then they got all those eggs.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
that's the
said.
weird thing. So they get these eggs and everything, and then they sanitize them. They actually wash everything. They send them through their process, and then they inseminate them, and then they put them in jars of some sort.
You know,
I'm
now
gonna
it's-
try and get in to actually go to a fishery and see this happen,
Oh,
or a
I
hatchery.
can get us into the Wild Rose
Yeah,
fishery.
for
Okay.
sure.
Hatchery
I could
for
too.
sure.
I got connections.
sure.
I got more connections than
You
he
probably
does.
do, but I've got one that works there.
So do I.
All
Yeah.
right, well,
Yeah.
might be the same guy.
What's his name?
I don't have any idea.
See, my guy works
He's
at
a
the
friend,
other one.
Mine's a friend of a friend.
Mine's the father of a son that's in my kids' class. So what's up now, Bri?
Well, let's go.
Where's your connections now?
Let's go. Well, what I
My
wanna-
dad will fight your dad.
Well, no, what I want to do though is
Yeah,
a lot of the Great Lakes salmon and trout come from the Wild
Yeah.
Rose Fish Hatchery.
Well, one thing I did want to cover on this whole hatchery aspect is one of the reasons why they keep doing this spawning thing is they've been at this since the 80s. And for some reason, they cannot get the genetics right to be able to get these to be a self-sustaining, reproducing population.
Oh, weird.
And I thought that was interesting because, these fish are coming into spawn. They're going up to spawn, so what really is happening and why do they need to keep stocking them?
Are these just, is this a certain breed of muskie or is
They
it
call
just,
it the Great Lakes
Great
Spotted
Lakes
Muskie.
spotted muskie.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
See, most muskies they kind of live in a pretty small area. Regular muskies.
Yep.
These Great Lakes spotted muskies are an open water roaming type
Okay.
fish.
So they're not structure oriented like
Right.
some of the other ones are.
So
All right,
I'm
let's
going to
play
go
the
ahead
video.
and premiere the video.
So all in all, though, thanks to the guys, Steve with the DNR.
Oh, DNR's been awesome with us.
Yeah, they've been awesome.
videos.
Like I said, I'm going to be in contact with them to try and
was
get out
Ad-
and do
was
more
Adam
stuff.
up there, or was
He
this
was
a
not.
different branch?
Yeah, this is a different branch.
Okay,
so I was
cool.
with the two Steves and a couple guys from out of the system and the hatchery guys and whatnot. Really cool guys, though. They were
Hopefully
super
next year,
open.
now that we've been in touch with these guys, we can get on the fight netting
Oh,
for
for
the
sure. They will,
northern
for
on
sure.
the Bago chain. That
Oh,
is
yeah.
money.
Yep. No, I think we've got the in for everything. But with anything else, further ado, I don't know. I messed up that whole sentence.
No, you got it.
We're going to
perfect.
watch this here.
name is Steve Hogler. I'm a DNR fisheries biologist stationed here in Green Bay. Today we're out spawning Great Lakes spotted muskie. DNR and a number of local muskie clubs since 1989 have been working together to try to reestablish Great Lakes spotted muskie to Green Bay. To help in that effort, we are spawning fish here. We're getting eggs and milk from the males and females. The eggs will be fertilized and then they'll be taken to our Bizadney hatchery in Kewaunee County. They'll raise the fish there until September. They'll be stocked back into the Fox River and Green Bay this fall as fall fingerlings. We need to do this because as of yet we have not established self-reproducing populations on Green Bay. We have a really nice fishery out there, but it's totally reliant on stocking. We're hopeful in the future with efforts like this, which are going on today, that we will reestablish the self-reproducing population that will be here long term. We set the nets on Tuesday. My crew checked them on Wednesday, and today on Thursday we're spawning. So what we do is we set 6 nets called fight nets. They are attached to the shoreline. The fish follow the shoreline and then into our nets. We lift those nets every day to make sure that the muskie are doing well and that we get rid of the fish that we're not targeting. Once the fish are in the pot end of the net, we can lift that net, open it up, scoop the fish out, and then we're bringing them back here. Once the fish arrive here at Fox Point, we collect biological information, which includes length, weight, and sex. We look for fin clips. We also look for pit tags. If there's not a pit tag in the fish, we will insert a new tag. It is a 15-digit number that's unique that will tie that fish to the data in the future. We'll also collect a genetic sample, so we're able to determine from the offspring which parents they came from, so we're not spawning the same fish year after year. It's part of that effort. We're also doing a fish health screening. We want to make sure the fish that we bring back into the hatchery, or the eggs anyways, are healthy and they're not going to be carrying diseases to be passed on to the next generation. The hatchery folks are here. They're spawning the females, getting the eggs from them, collecting the milk from the males, and they mix them together. And once they have mixed, they let them sit in water for a while, the water harden, and then they'll disinfect them with iodine. Once that's all complete, they'll wait an hour or so once the eggs have been fertilized, and they'll go back to the hatchery where they'll be put in spawning jars until they hatch, and then the fry are collected, put into indoor tanks, and once they become 2 or 3 inches in length, they're moved into the outside ponds. Once they're in the outside ponds, they'll be held and fed all summer long. They'll be feeding them lots and lots of minnows, probably 2 or 3 truckloads of minnows. And then when they're about 13 or 14 inches in length come September, we'll seine the fish out of the pond. We'll measure and weigh some of them, and we'll put a identifying fin clip on it that indicates that those fish were stocked as fall fingerlings. And then the cycle continues. They come back to the river and the bay, and then in 4 to 8 or 10 years, those fish will be back here to spawn, and we'll spawn them and continue this process if necessary.
That's really cool.
Now, what did he get into that 4 to 8 to 10 year? I mean, that's a lot of big span. I mean, I didn't know the muskies not spawn until they're at least 4 years old, or how does that work?
I'm not sure. He really didn't touch on it.
He did a great job. Some of those guys, I mean, they're like a wealth of knowledge. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And, you know, the cool thing, too, for a guy like me was he was able to talk about all that in one take.
Right.
He just rattled it all off. I was like, oh, all right.
That's pretty cool. I think it's cool they're willing to do that because, I mean, who gets to see a lot of that stuff? I mean, there are a ton of volunteers there, which is awesome. Thanks to all those guys for helping. I mean, those are the guys that do all the work, so guys like Justin and everybody gets to go fishing, right? I mean, that's all that behind-the-scenes stuff, which I think is pretty cool that we're getting to see all that.
And for our goal here is to make people in light of how hard the DNR works.
Oh, yeah. It's easy to point the finger at them. Oh, they suck. They're idiots.
Right.
You know, whatever.
At the end of the day,
there's a lot of work.
From what we've learned and what I've learned with working close to these guys now is that they really care about the fish, I think, more than the anglers do. I mean, they really
100%.
do. I mean, it's ridiculous. And, I mean, they just want what's best for what they know. But at the same time, they're also scientists. And scientists might say that this hypothesis will work. And then if it doesn't, well, we got to find a new one. It's like anything else.
Yep.
Right.
You know?
It would be cool when they're like this big and they dump those minnows in there. How aggressive those look.
Oh, I bet you it's
probably
just a
like
frenzy.
piranhas.
Oh yeah.
Well, I bet you we can go. I bet you they let us go do it. There's
Yeah.
nothing
You
top
still
secret.
have Steve's contact, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
I think we should go do that this summer.
I've
while
got
they're,
one of the guys from the hatchery.
no, like if
too,
they let
so-
them out, if they let them go and they're in September or whatever, we should go there like end of August
yeah,
or
film
something.
that
For sure.
too.
While
That's-
while they're big enough to actually see or whatever.
Yep.
For sure.
And that's what I was talking to the guy, friend of the friend that works in Wild Rose, was that's where most of the salmon and trout come from for Lake Michigan.
Oh, perfect.
And he was, I'm like, hey, can we come in? Can we videotape that? He's like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
That would be really cool to
Yeah.
see. I've never seen the behind the scenes
Yep.
of how the salmon get into Lake Michigan. That would be pretty
Right.
cool.
Yep. Yeah, that was really good video, Zach, and a great job to the DNR too. I mean,
Yeah, they did a good job. The numbers, it sounded like the numbers were a little hairy with what they were finding.
What do you mean by hairy? Not as many as they wanted?
Not as many as they wanted. But I think it's got it. They said it too, and it's not that they're not there. It's the fact that this weather and this whole
yeah, it was a
spring,
goofy spring.
this whole spring has been messed up.
Well, high waters probably has something to do
Yep.
with it. Cold temperatures. I mean,
High water, cold temps are just.
Well, and the winds have been just
because we were in contact with them for at least 3 weeks. I mean, we contacted them early in April, I think it was, and then they said, hey, it could happen at any time. But
Get
for
ready to
3
go.
weeks,
Right.
we were kind of playing phone tag with them just to make sure.
Right.
Then finally the temps, and it was probably a really short window there because
Yep.
Well, that's what we're dealing with right now. The guys that are trying to fish the smallmouth up on the bay, is that we haven't had a cold front necessarily, but the winds have been terrible.
Yep.
So the water temp was getting close to spawning, and we'd have all these northeast winds that blew all the water in from the deeper, colder water, blew all that into the bays.
Right.
They were getting into the 50s, and then I just heard yesterday they're in like 41
Yep.
water temp.
Ugh.
Just absolutely terrible. So just freaks those fish right out.
That upcoming Wisco is going to be an interesting
Could
one.
be. They're either gonna. I was thinking this weekend might be the weekend. I'm gonna get up there for sure this weekend and check it out just to see what's going on. But
I haven't checked the forecast of what's it supposed to be
supposed to
like.
be
Supposed
so
to-
nice this weekend.
well,
Is it-
windy though. Tomorrow's
Windy,
really
but
windy. Sunday's
true.
supposed to be gorgeous. Sunday and Monday is supposed to rain again.
In a
I
way,
think.
though, that wind is kind of helping us because it's helping drying up some of the water that we have too much of. In
I
areas,
agreed.
too.
I'm just saying the wind sucks from bringing the water temps down
temperatures.
and
Yep.
no bueno.
Yeah, I was on a couple small lakes out by my house, and when I waited, I was like, man, this water is freezing cold.
Right. No, it's just way behind.
Right.
It's just been weird. I mean, the sun hasn't been out a lot.
No.
It's been really cloudy, overcasty, storms, tons of rain.
Telling you, just like the whole tick thing, my theory for that is
Oh, boy.
the Earth's axis is always on a wobble. I think we're just coming into a new area that we haven't really seen before, and I think their seasons are shifting like scientists have always said they would.
I mean,
It's a
everything
gradual
it
change, but
repeats itself, right?
It's all
we're in a
cyclical.
repeat. Yep.
it's all cyclical. But the problem with humanity in modern times is modern times has only been around for a couple hundred years.
Oh boy.
You
I
know?
don't know if I'm ready for this.
Are you
Zach.
ready for this? It's Friday morning. It's 9 o'clock. Are you awake?
I don't know if I can handle your philosophy stuff this morning.
It was funny the last time you were talking about where Lyme disease came from. Steve, who's not a big social media guy who works in the gun counter, says, "Yeah, so I turned on your show the other day and I turned it right off as soon as I found out that Lyme disease came from wherever you said it was." I'm like,
Lyme, Connecticut.
Steve, we just drop all kinds of
Like
info.
he turned it off because he didn't believe it, or
Well, he just was like, "Really? I'm
Is that
like,
what you're talking
is
about
that
on
what
the
you're talking
Outdoors
about?"
podcast? It's conspiracy
but then
theories.
again, one of my best friends, he's like, "I love your show. I watch it as much as I possibly can, or I rewatch it whenever I can." And he goes,
how much are you paying him?
nothing. And he goes,
He's a volunteer.
"One of the best comments that was ever made on the show was the snow mosquitoes. I was talking about mosquitoes in the snow.
Wow,
He brought it up to me all the time.
critters are crazy.
Freaking snow mosquitoes.
Snow
So
mosquitoes.
speaking of Steve in the gun department, did you put that video out yet that they were talking about?
So that video will be out on Facebook. It's on YouTube right now if you guys
okay.
want to check it out, but it'll be on Facebook today
Today?
at 3.
What's
Oh,
our
okay.
YouTube page again?
YouTube page, I think
Just
it
the real.
is.
It's just youtube.com/the
The
real
Real
shot.
Shot.
I
Yep.
know.
I was going to make a joke because if you
Well,
like, it's
look,
youtube.com/bass. I mean, the real shot.
Oh, freaking swearing over dear.
Saying curse words.
So, but the Musky video's on there as well, right? If you want to find that.
So the
share it to
Musky
your
video
buddies,
was now
whatever.
premiered on here.
Yep.
I got a half okay from Steve, and then he just sent it to his boss, and he never got back to me. But
Oh.
he said he liked it, and it
I
looks
was gonna
fine.
say
So
there's nothing wrong. There's
I think
nothing
that I'm just
there.
gonna send it in good faith.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
it'll be public after the show. And then it'll be up on the old Facebooks too today. We can have a couple videos premiere today and just have it a fun video day if we wanted to.
Video Friday.
Fun video Friday.
But then you got that gun video with Steve. That was pretty well done. What were they talking about?
So they're talking about the Dan Wesson Vigil
guns, right?
1911 in the 45 ACP. It's got 3 different types, I learned.
Yeah, I've learned so much about guns from Steve. It's
just the other day when I did that video and I walked up there, you were like a kid in a candy
shop
looking at this.
It's so cool because he's just every time I talk to him, I learn something new about guns that I didn't know.
Yep.
Right. And then honestly, by talking to him, so I just got my concealed carry permit last week, right? Been talking to him, he's made me more comfortable around handguns.
Right.
Just by learning from Steve has made me more comfortable.
Yep.
Which has been awesome.
And we're in the process of getting something like that set up here at the Real Shot.
In classes and stuff?
Yeah, Whether the classes would be held here or we're going to work close ties with somebody that...
Yeah, I think what Steve wants to do is have him up in the conference room, which would be perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Because how many... yours was kind of a small, intimate class?
It was all family.
Okay.
Basically, my entire family went and got it at one time.
Huh.
So
it's a good thing to know. It's a good thing to know. I mean...
How much does a course like that typically cost?
He did it for free.
Oh, really?
So it was a friend type of deal. It was an
I think I've heard a lot of them are like 50 to 75 for the class.
And then it's like $40 for the registration or whatever?
Yeah, it's $40 to actually get the permit after the class or whatever.
Yeah, because I still got to get mine yet.
You don't need the class. The class is, I think, a really good thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You don't need it if you have hunter safety. There's a number of different things that also qualify for the paperwork needed. Like hunter safety is one of them. There's a couple other ones, but I would highly recommend the class.
Oh, yeah.
The thing that I liked about the class part was the legal side of the
learning
concealed carry.
All that
stuff. Because, firearm safety is one part of it, but the legal side of, okay, if it really gets down to that you having to use this,
you have to make sure.
When can you, when can't you, all those types of things. That's where I took out of the class that I thought was really important.
That's the part that's super, super critical.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, that's like when people talk about concealed carry, and then they're like, "Oh, well, I got this big daddy handgun because it'll shoot up accurate 50 yards." And then you go, so at 50 yards away, you better have a damn good explanation as to why you're.
Well, and that was the thing. Then that's what the guy talked about in the class as well. Is what percentage of these encounters and how everything's within 5 yards and
all that
under 3 seconds. Like it's over in 3 seconds. Like it's over.
It's all that's just like insurance. You hope you never use it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
You just hope it never comes to that point.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. It's getting scary in areas.
I agree.
I mean, you look at what just happened in Appleton not too long ago.
Right.
Yep. No, I mean that's a big thing is people for me personally, especially being a millennial, I bought my first handgun and I put an Instagram post out, I think, and I was like, hey, look at this because it's cool. And I think there was at least like 3 or 4 people that were like, what do you need that for? And I'm like, do you have insurance on your car? Do you have airbags in your car?
Right.
Like,
do you wear a seatbelt?
Do you lock your door at night? Like all these things you don't need.
They don't lock their doors because those same people think walls are bad. Just saying. I'm just saying, walls are bad, but you live inside them with your door locked.
That's true.
And a fence around your yard with a gate.
Right?
Yeah.
But anyways, the whole concealed
saying.
carry thing, I mean, it's something that I feel very pertinently about. I've always felt strongly about is, if you can't concealed carry, it's just do it. I mean, and then people think it's so bad with like gun violence itself. I look at it this way. I'm like, if you go back 100 years, wild west, everybody and their mother-daughter family carried a gun, and it was totally legal for you to be like, hey, that guy over there, you looked at me funny. You want to go out in the street and shoot each other? I mean, let's just do it.
I was just listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about how like political arguments used to be settled in duels.
Yeah.
Right.
We should go back to those days.
Well, like Abraham Lincoln was in duels.
Yeah.
Like back in the day. Like I got a whole new respect for those guys, man. You want it done, you just got it done.
I think we go back to that, and then we find out that we don't have liberals anymore.
What's the one where you just grab your glove and you slap each other? Isn't that one?
Oh.
Wasn't that something they did to old
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They just slapped each other.
Speaking of slapping, there is an actual, it's overseas, like in Europe.
Oh, did you see that video?
It's like arm wrestling, but they just slap each other.
Yeah, slap boxing.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Jesus. I said that to one of my buddies. I'm like, dude, you've got to do this. He's like, why me? I'm like, because I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, but they're just in there, and the guy just takes it. Just bang.
Yeah.
It's
like Crow Magnum all over again.
Oh, my God. So, anyway, next Thursday, Travis Manson, Smallmouth Crush, is in town. He's actually in town right now fishing. He fished the tournament last night up in Green Bay and won it.
Really?
There you go.
Just a little small, whatever, but he still won it. He's going to be here on Thursday.
Yep.
4 o'clock. We're going to go live with him.
We're having him TRS live at 4
He'll be in
o'clock.
studio. That'll be interesting.
So we're going to run that for about an hour.
Definitely want to watch that one.
Yeah.
We should just have him Skype in from the room next door, so it's like usual.
So then we're going to do a little meet and greet, right?
Mandatory he wears the visor, though.
If there's no visor, the cameras aren't coming
He doesn't wear visor
on.
anymore.
I know. It's because his hair is not
That's
as long
because it's
and
thinning.
luscious.
He's getting old.
Uh-oh.
Trust me.
So, yeah, that's 4 to 5. We're going to go TRS live with him.
Yep.
And then we're going to do, like, what did I say, 5:30 to 6?
Yep, little meet and
kind
greet.
of meet and greet.
And then 6 to 7, we've got our
He's going to do
seminar.
a seminar.
So I asked him, I'm like, what do you want to talk about? He goes, catching big smallmouth, duh. I'm like, oh, that's weird because it's smallmouth.
We should talk about pan fishing.
Yeah.
It's
Might
just
we talk
audible.
about
Hey, can we talk about microfishing,
Audible.
Travis?
Let's do that. Hey, you know what? If I get good at this, next time we have a seminar day, maybe I'll give a seminar on microfishing.
You should. That would be,
Just
I
get
think,
people intrigued in it.
I think guys would be like,
It's
what?
just so different. I like doing different things. Okay, I like breaking the mold
There's a
and
freaking hair floating right here. It's driving me nuts. Anyways.
Are you seeing other things?
Did you not see that? It was like, I kept looking at Zach and it was like right there.
I thought you just liked my
Wow.
face.
It's a crack
but
bug.
Never mind.
I was going to say, are you sure you're not just hallucinating on something?
That might be.
Wow.
Might
So anyway,
be.
so that'll be cool next Thursday, right? Next Thursday he'll be in here. That'll be neat.
Yep. That will be neat.
That'll be neat.
How neat is that?
Oh, but like Travis did a video for us a
Yes.
week ago on those screw lock jig heads.
We shared it yesterday.
And we've been just selling them like crazy.
Well,
Like I
that's
never
right.
thought we were going to sell out of those jig heads, and they're almost all gone.
Justin said he put a big order in yesterday for more.
Right. Well, we ordered a ton. I thought
Yeah.
like they were going to be good forever, and then all
Right.
of a sudden, as soon as he did that, those went crazy. So thank you, Travis.
Right, and those are not only good for smallmouth, but they're awesome for walleye and pretty much
Well,
everything.
anything you're going to throw swim bait on,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Any kind of swim bait, they're the perfect swim bait head. It's going to save you. As you can see in that video, if you watch the video Travis did, I think they caught 7 fish on one.
8 fish.
8?
8 fish on one
on
Kitech.
one Kitech, and that's soft
And
plastic.
the dude after I think it was after 4 fish had to re-rig it, and he just barely had it hanging on. He said the only reason this is on there is because of that screw
for
threading.
sure.
Yep.
If you
Threading.
if you fish the Kitech on any other head
Yep.
without screw lock, you're getting one,
You're
maybe
done.
2 tops, maybe 2.
Yep.
And that's another guy we got to get on the show. Is that Epic Eric that Travis fishes with all the time?
Is that the guy who was in the boat?
Yeah, that dude's got. Travis has got some videos of him with his tackle selection.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, is he?
Would
got
you
the
say it's
tackle.
Epic?
Epic Eric that's his name on Instagram. I'm assuming his real name's Eric, but he'd be willing to do it. I'm sure he'd be a good fit for the show because
Yeah,
he's
Yep.
got some pretty crazy stuff out there.
Yep.
definitely.
Well, I kind of want to recap the grand reopening. That
Yeah, let's
was
talk about the grand reopening.
Super, super awesome.
It was average,
So
averagely successful.
I want to say thank you to all the customers that came out and
If you see those
supported.
gray hairs on the screen from Matt up
Yeah.
there, that was all from last
Well,
week.
that's what Megan likes to say. She got gray hairs. I know she's watching here. She's on vacation, living the dream. But like,
See those gray hairs there?
yeah,
That's from that.
Zoom it out, son of a gun. Zoom it out. Yesterday, Zach goes, "Hey man, we're taking pictures down when we did those videos," and he goes, "You want a new Facebook profile?" I'm like, "Sure, go for it." So he took a picture of me and he sends it to me. I go, "Do you have any without a double chin in it?" He goes, "No." I'm like, F you, bro.
That's why I told him you got to grow a beard. It hides it real
I
well.
can't, Zach. Thanks for rubbing it in again, dick.
We'll get you some castor oil.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I got. But anyways, it was
Grand
super-
opening.
Grand opening was
Grand
awesome.
reopening
That
was
was
really
great.
great. Thanks to the reps that came out. Thank you to all the seminar speakers. I mean, we took
The food truck.
the food trucks.
The barbecue food truck.
I
was the
still
highlight
think
of
about the
day.
barbecue food
I know,
truck.
me too. It's so bad.
There was
At least once a day.
Vince's Smokehouse.
Vincent's.
I could.
Vincent's.
Oh my God, where are they from?
I don't know.
Originally from Nashville.
That's what
Yeah.
it said
Or no,
on the
not
truck.
Oh,
Nashville.
it was
Knoxville.
It was Knoxville.
It
Yeah.
was Knoxville.
Why
They're
was
from
he up here?
Knoxville.
Does he travel the country, or are they
no,
from up here now?
he relocated
moved up
to the
here.
Midwest.
Maybe if
Bring
I
us some
wonder
real
what it would
barbecue.
cost me to pay him to just sit in my driveway.
Probably.
Do you have a spare room?
Could you just cater my dinner?
I
How
bet
about
you
that?
would. Yeah, so that was.
It was amazing.
So yeah, thank you to
I'm
everybody.
also a barbecue freak though. So
Yeah, barbecue's
That's
pretty
my
great.
favorite.
good barbecue.
Yeah.
like real southern
authentic.
barbecue.
And those, if anybody had talked to those dudes,
Yum.
they had the southern accents. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it was It's not like Zach pretending to be Southern.
No,
theirs was 100%.
It was awesome.
Are you making fun of Hugh Wayne?
That's what it was, dude.
It was awesome.
But no, real quick though, with that grand reopening, I mean, my favorite part was literally 9 o'clock when we opened the doors, and I was setting up all the live stream stuff still, and I just turned around and I saw like this wave of people making their way through like the hunting stuff, and I just literally, at first I got confused. I'm like, wait, what time is it? 9, and we were already that full. And then throughout the day, I mean, all the reps were having a blast, it seemed like. And we had, Viper Custom Tackle was here, and they were doing some good
raffle.
stuff.
Yep.
And then my favorite part was at the end of the day, though, Greg's seminar was.
I don't think we could have timed his seminar. Well, first of all, we had to work with his schedule because that guy
was the
did
second one that
two
day.
of those.
Yeah.
He traveled from like Sturgeon Bay area.
He was at the Sturgeon Bay Open.
Down here. So thank you to him, as well as all the rest of the seminar speaker. Colin did a great job. Dan with Get Bit. Carl did his muzzleloader one right away. Russell in the morning, and then Jason Wenzel with Grandpa Ray's Outdoors, which seed is still on sale. So if you're looking to plant some food plots this weekend, you got plenty of time.
I don't know if I can't even get in my fields right
Then
now.
that rolls into Memorial Day sale.
Good stuff for the Memorial Day sale. So that's all weekend this weekend.
We'll put together some nice things. So Saturday.
Is it all weekend or just Monday?
Monday is the kicker day. So if
Monday's payday.
Monday is
money day.
Yeah. So.
Or save the money day.
Save the money day. Come in and hang out, and then see what you're gonna buy on Monday. And then remember, that's limited hours, so you better get your tail in here if you want to try to snatch up a rod for up to 30% off. What? Now I got to say, some exclusions apply. See your TRS associate for details. But that's gonna be a good one. That is also on the website. And what we're doing online only. That one's is gonna be stretched out a little bit longer. There's $1 off flicker shads.
Oh, nice.
Online only.
Good time to stock up.
Good time to stock up.
That bite really hasn't gotten started yet, but so it's going to happen.
With the troll bite coming up, that's $1 off only on the website. So
you can do in-store pickup, though, right?
I was just going to get into that. If you plan on coming here Monday to hopefully get maybe a trolling rod, something else, click on the website. Purchase those flicker shads, do in-store pickup, so that way you have to come here on Monday to buy a rod. Now, we have plenty of rods in stock. We have some of the most popular brands in stock, so if you're looking for something. Plus, we have that awesome fire disc promo where it's a buy a fire disc, get a free cutting board. We talked about those bamboo cutting boards yesterday in our live. So that's a good one. It's a good one. Then we finally get a little sales break. God,
sales break, but 4th of July is coming right after that.
I know.
Well, nice job.
But that is the theme. We're gonna try to run some sales.
We're gonna see how many gray hairs we can give them at.
Yep.
That's the plan.
I do want to say thank you to Megan, though. She did a really great job of helping out with that.
Somebody's got to keep you going.
The banners, the store signage, Brian, thanks for making those. Megan made them. Thanks for printing them. She did a phenomenal job. The catalog.
I didn't do anything. I just printed them.
The sales flyers, all that kind of stuff. Zach helped me with the Memorial Day one. Lance did some stuff. So thanks to everybody that helped out for the grand reopening.
What I liked the best was, the sales were great that day and all of that, but just everybody that came in, saw the new store layout, saw the firearm department, the new archery department. I think people were pretty blown away by these. The size of the store has increased. It's just a whole different look and feel. Even when I go up there now, I've been here as long as you've been here. And it just feels different.
There was quite a few people that walked in that day and said, "Whoa, we made a couple of changes in here, right?" I'm like, "Yep." And a really big shout out to the sales staff first and foremost for helping out that day too.
Keeping it together.
Yeah.
And, being very attentive to all the customers. I know it was hectic at times. They did the best they possibly could. And our theory here is we're not going to hound you, but we're going to definitely check on you, right?
Oh, for sure.
We're going to make sure that you're finding everything okay, because it is kind of confusing walking up there now.
I can't find anything.
It's hard to find stuff. It's moved around. We do apologize for that. We're working on possibly a layout, kind of like a mapping. Here's some.
That's the cool thing is everything we have rolls for the most part, so we can just roll things.
Yeah.
Well, right now they're working on actually cataloging the Great Lakes wall. 'Cause it's so big. There's so much stuff. It's literally impossible to find.
I was just about to say, it's not micro. It's so big.
It is, but it's, Lance put together a system to actually catalog the wall because there's so much stuff on the wall.
Him and Steve are hitting that up really hard and everything like that. So
very cool.
Again, if you're coming in this weekend, make sure to save at least Monday as one of the days you got to stop by.
Definitely. That's going to be a good day.
It's going to be a good
It's going to be a good
I
day.
think it might be rainy on Monday anyway.
It's supposed to rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But it's supposed to be nice
weird.
this weekend.
That's weird that I planned it for. I planned that rain right around.
No, he's
Memorial
always
Day
going to take
sale.
credit for the weather.
Mother Nature.
Not to
and I
toot
are
my own horn,
best
but the weather,
friends,
you
so-
know. I
Well,
called up the old weather maker.
Calling them up, and don't forget too that we are in season 6 of the turkey season.
Is this the last one?
This is it.
This is the
it.
finale.
This
This is
is
the
do or
finale.
die.
My goal.
Are you
is,
on any bird? You haven't shot one yet.
Thanks for reminding me. That's cool of you.
I don't. Well,
I've been on a couple
you-
of times.
we should go film it. You want to next week?
You should just go chase down a bird and kill it. Like,
I-
stop
I
sitting
tried,
around.
I tried
Literally
hard. I
just-
tried hard the other day. Wednesday I was off, and I tried to get on another one. It's just, I see my turkey
Why don't
season.
you want to film it? Are you afraid of the camera, Matt?
No, I am not afraid of
Can
it.
we
I'm
do
afraid
it?
of we got to get on some turkeys.
Well, but
and-
I think people just want to watch the sun coming up
Well-
and stuff. Can you get me a cool background?
Can we get sunset
Yeah,
pictures?
Can we
sunset
get can we get a sunrise
There's
picture?
been a lot of sunset pictures, boys, this year. Well, my
We
seasons,
talked about it. We just kind of,
my seasons for getting turkeys are if I have a good year, I'm bound and determined, not by my determination, but the next year is going to suck for me. It's just the way it always works. Like I have great success
so
taking
you're a
people.
one and done guy.
Yeah, thanks. Who says let's go reaping?
Justin.
Yeah, and that is my game plan. From here on out, we have that Primo's full fan.
Well, let's go live that shit, dude.
We're going to.
Let's go live it.
That's my plan.
Can we go live? Can we do
Let's
that next
do
week?
that.
Let's do it. I'm in.
All right.
I will film it gladly.
Tuesday is the last day, so it's got to be Tuesday.
All right, let's do it. Rain or shine. Let's go.
Rain or shine. Tuesday is the last day because I know TJ messaged me too the other day. He was looking for some food plot seed. He said, "You killed a bird yet?" I'm like, "No, man, thanks. I'm losing sleep trying to get one. I got limited time, and now we got graduation parties.
I was
going
gonna say this weekend. I'm fishing all weekend. Sorry.
Yep, same.
So meeting up. Probably gonna. My wife doesn't know this yet. Good thing she doesn't watch this. But on Monday, I think I'm dedicating a full day of just getting on toms. My goal is to buy a tag today.
You should not hunt them though. You should just scout them so we can hunt them on Tuesday.
We can do that. I'm gonna
Can
shoot
you do
one,
it?
bro. I gotta get
Yeah,
one.
we gotta do it on camera.
I gotta do the Aaron Rodgers. I
Yeah,
gotta
but
get one
you
under the
gotta
belt.
do it on camera. I don't believe it happened.
Yeah, if you don't get a picture of it, nobody knows.
Well, I'll get
not real.
pictures of it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not worried about getting
I-
pictures.
It
of
could be a
it.
fake.
It could have been your neighbor's turkey that you found at the bar.
Haters will say it's
Yes.
Photoshop.
Guys. But anyways, so turkey stuff
If
is
he
all
was
on sale.
if he was really all in, he would just scout on Monday.
You'd scout
so
on
we
Monday.
could go kill it
No.
on Tuesday.
But
That's
however,
not how I roll. That'd be like telling Zach you can go scout your microfishing spots, but you can't drop a line in the water.
Fishing's different.
No, it's
see,
not. Yes,
see,
it
the
is.
difference
All
is I'd bring a
preparation.
camera and I'd
No.
take video and be like, look at all these adorable
It's
little
totally,
fish I got
totally
on camera.
different, Matt, because he could put the fish back and go there tomorrow. We could probably go catch gobies live in the next 20
literally,
minutes.
I'm actually going after work again
If
with
you
a
can
friend.
figure out a way to shoot your turkey, take the picture of said turkey, and then let the turkey go for it. But you can't do that. That's the difference.
Well, the turkey I did.
That's exactly
the
what-
turkey-
Or you buy 2 tags,
Well,
scout and shoot one on Monday.
Technically, the turkey I did see during fifth season, I catch and release them. There was some bullets in the air,
Yeah, but you didn't get
they
any
didn't land.
pictures next to him.
It's
But
'cause
that's
he
what
was
I've
still
said.
running.
But that's what's so hard about getting footage of hunting.
Yep.
Is that you've only got that one shot, and that's why if you listen to those videos of those people, they're like, "Hey, you on him, you on him, you on him. Yep, I'm on him. You
Yep.
ready? Okay, I'm on him. Yep, good." I mean, they don't have a chance. There's no second chance.
No.
know,
I
and that's-
am down.
I think
You
that's
only
the
get
part.
one shot.
Well, I think that's the part with
One
hunting.
opportunity.
Oh boy.
Spaghetti on his sweater already.
Spaghetti, mom, spaghetti.
Yep.
Anyway.
No, so my game plan is
But that is-
I'm
can you
buying
imagine
another
the-
tag today.
Can you imagine though, like the juries and those types that live for this stuff, where they don't shoot unless it's on film?
Yeah, no, there's no way I could do that.
You gotta. That's your next level, Matt. The next level for Matt.
I'll do that. Okay.
I'm not. I can't do it unless it's recorded.
All right.
I don't
Yeah,
think you can
but
do
here-
it. You don't have the willpower. for
Here's
that
the
shit.
problem with that, Zach, and you can attest to this, is I've been told that we're going to Sturgeon Bay and we're going to slam on some smallies too, but I know Brian's made multiple trips.
I've went there twice.
Twice.
Where's
They're not ready yet,
Brian,
dude.
how about I tell you, you
There-
can't catch your
Can
next
we-
smallmouth fishing adventure cannot happen unless Zach is in the boat with you filming it.
Okay, I had a camera rolling the entire time.
As the
How the
tides
turntables have turned.
See, I don't mind though because the fish you can put them back. It's totally different.
So you say
if I catch a fish, it's not like he's dead. I don't eat him.
You just said you had camera footage.
I did.
I haven't seen any of this video
That's
footage.
because the fishing sucks.
Big facts.
It's because the fishing.
Okay,
terrible.
well then my turkey
if we
hunt's been
rewind,
sucking
if we rewind the show back to I don't even know when. I did say that the water temp dropped 10 degrees and the fishing sucks up there.
Doesn't matter, Brian. Did you catch any fish?
I caught 2.
Okay. Where's the video footage?
You know what I feel like right now? I feel like a dad trying to read the newspaper while his teenage girls bicker eating breakfast.
Oh, girls.
Girls now.
Girls.
Girls now. Coming from the guy who microfishes.
Yeah.
Oh, leave me
Yeah.
alone.
All right, sounds good.
Anyways, so let's go reaping. That's my game
I want to
plan.
film that. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, we can. That's why we went up
So,
and scouted your
I
property.
know. My neighbor shot a second one, by the way.
Oh my God.
He did. He shot
On
a
your
second
ground?
one. Next, right up in that northeast corner.
So I have permission to go to TJ's. I have permission to go to Brian's, and none of that's happened so far.
Well, whose
So
fault is
if you-
that?
It's yours.
No, I took you up
my
there.
cameraman.
No, time out. I took you
Where's
up
the
there.
cameraman? He's
Listen,
been
this is what
fishing.
happened. I took him up there. I said, hey, let me know. We went around. The sign wasn't great. And Matt's attitude went from, I'll see what else we can find. That's what honestly what happened.
Negatory, my
Yes,
friend.
it
We
is.
hit one field where it was dynamite.
It was not dynamite. There
It
was
was-
like
If you have
5 tracks
dynamite in
it.
your field, you should probably be careful. I'd clean that up.
Yeah, that'd probably be bad.
Well, I'm gonna
Now
go
what we
shoot
got to
some
be able to do
turkeys.
if we go reaping, how am I going to get the live Facebook comments so I can read them out loud?
Yeah, as we're reaping.
You'll be like this. You'll be like,
Yeah.
Joe from Carolina says that's a big bird.
No, you know what it'll
moving
be?
too much.
No, you know what it'll be? It'll
I
be
would've
like,
did it
I
different.
would have passed that one.
Yeah.
That's not a mature bird.
That
No,
bird
it'd be no. It'd be.
Didn't
I would
see-
have passed that one.
Yeah, didn't you
not a
see the
mature
hook?
bird.
Didn't you see the hooks? That bird had small hooks. It was
There's
only a 2-year-old.
I always get a
You
kick
don't
out of
shoot
that.
3-year-olds.
Like deer hunting, they'll have like the deer picture, and they'll have like A spot, B spot, C
Yeah.
spot. Which one did you shoot? 50%. I would shoot at none of them because that's not a shooter.
Yeah.
Or I'd wait for a better shot. Those shots are terrible. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, people, really?
No, I'm
Come
hammering
on.
down.
Give me a break.
I'm hammering down. Especially if it is a big deer, you don't get that many opportunities.
Right.
You know, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If I see a Jake, I might be tempted to pull the trigger on it.
You just
Hey.
want to kill something now. It's all good. I don't know why, but welcome
The
back,
trigger
everyone. Our Facebook just kicked our feed for like a split second,
Oh.
and on my side it didn't.
Right.
It showed
I
nothing.
was
Right.
wondering why mine started over.
Yeah.
Probably a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah, it is.
Oh well, it's only this is a pretty short episode for what we usually do. It's only an hour and 12 minutes.
That's okay.
That's
It's like
not bad.
we're not even doing a feature length film yet.
Film.
Steven's been very active on here. I do want to make sure we get to his comments here. Last Fabian Warren had a huge musky fowl. Yep. And then I see he said something about the Wapaka chain. So there's the one thing I wanted to bring up, kind of not going too far back, but the zebra mussels in the Wapaka chain. I mean, that's how do they get there?
It's all but boats. People
Boats.
aren't trained in their live wells like
Oh.
they're supposed to. Or birds.
Why?
Well, and you got to
can those
remember,
little-
I think
those,
a lot- I
those-
think a
you
lot
have
of
to
that
remember
come
these
from the birds.
like these mussels too. Like when they start as a life form, I mean, you can't even see them.
I was gonna say that's how
They're
get
in the water. It's
Oh,
just
right.
like worms and whatnot. It's just in the water floating around, and then they grow once they've
They
attached,
grow.
and then they grow.
They
Like those
grow.
things that
Why
you
is
put in the
mine
water.
Because
intro?
you're
not on the
the
right
new
one.
You're
Oh.
rewatching the other one.
I like to watch all the past episodes of The Real Shot. So, anyways, again, we got Trav Manson coming
on
up
Thursday.
here on Thursday here at The Real
That'll
Shot.
be
He's going to be
interesting.
doing a seminar. So, if you're a big Smallmouth Crush fan, make sure to come on in. That will be we'll get the event out there today, but that'll be the seminar itself will be at 6 to 7. And then he's going to do a little meet and greet from 5:30 to 6.
Live.
Plus, we're going to be
Are we going to
here.
stream that seminar too?
We could.
We probably should.
I don't see why we
I
we
got to
couldn't.
go next door and make sure we got chairs lined
Kind
up.
of our thing. We stream stuff.
We do stream it. So,
Do we?
Not Matt shooting anything, but
Ooh.
stream everything else.
we're catching smallies.
I'd have to be able to catch some.
I mean, realistically, while we got him on with a camera in his face, when are we going to go to Sturgeon Bay and catch some fish?
Dude, he called me yesterday.
Who called who?
Travis called me. I was in my boat rigging stuff for the weekend. He's like, dude, I have
Did you
not.
notice that theme, Zach?
What?
Yep.
Right,
I was in my
just
boat in my
rigging your
garage.
stuff without us.
That's
you
what I
know,
was doing.
Whatever.
Having
That's how you
casting contest with Jimmy.
I don't think. No, it was all during the day. Anyway, he's like, dude, I haven't caught a fish in 3 days. Like, the fishing up there
He's
is not
fiending.
good right now. Otherwise, I'd be up
Spooky.
there. But I'm not gonna go up there. Not just like the DNR. Like, you got to have the window and then you go.
Then
right?
you go.
Right.
So
Well,
That's what it
Anyways,
is. So back off.
we're going next
Back
week.
off.
That's what I heard. But anyways, second
You guys should just
Wisco
fight
is
each
coming
other.
up.
It's in the next 2 weeks. It's going to go.
Okay, but second
Write it
Wisco
down.
is
I
coming
promise.
up
I
next
promise.
Sunday.
We'll go up
Next
there.
Sunday we've got the Wisco.
Sunday.
Wisco.
Sunday.
Wisco. Which are we going to talk
Yeah,
about
that's
Wisco?
fine. Yeah, go for
So
it.
so for everybody watching that's been paying attention to Wisco bass and all that, the one thing that we found with the new location for round 2, don't believe it's going to be possible to live stream the actual fishing part, but we will be live streaming the weigh-in.
The
Yep.
weigh-in.
Yep. Yeah, I went up
Unfortunately.
there.
It's a sad day.
We want to do it so bad. It's
I know,
not
I want-
only is
well-
it cool for you guys, but it's also fun for us to be able to work
And I only
that.
caught a couple the other day. I was up there because I was driving around for the most part, working, checking cell coverage, not setting hooks, checking cell coverage, and I was very disappointed.
Only
in-
set 4 hooks.
and I was very, very upset that the cell service sucks. But I think everybody we all kind of knew going into that one that
Yep.
it could be iffy.
Well, and
And a lot, and I'm not knocking anybody because a lot of this stuff was
right.
picked way before this whole
predetermined,
media
yeah.
thing happened.
Yep.
So next year, these guys are just gonna have to make a decision what they want to do, if we're gonna cover it or fish or whatever.
well,
But
and-
you're surrounded by state parks up there. There's just no cell towers.
And,
Right.
and you know, and then the format we're not copying, but we're trying to be like MLF. They have struggles.
right.
Right.
So
Their last live stream.
Well, but
was
no,
spotty as
speaking
best.
of MLF, so MLF was on Table Rock.
Yep.
Right. Aaron Martin's won a drop shotting. They were supposed to go to Grand, I believe, which is down on the Arkansas River, which is completely a disaster, flooded mess.
oh,
So they actually switched that one, and they're going to fish Table Rock
again.
because then the reason for that is that they know the cell service works.
Right.
You know, and that's kind
Right.
of becoming a thing now with these tournaments are if you want that live on the water where people can watch it, you might not be able to fish the best fish. You
Right.
might have to go fish the best coverage / fish. Like
Correct.
you got
But
to
now
have
it's
that
really
cell
going to
signal.
drive out who's the best angler
Well, it's going to be interesting. I was listening
or
to
better.
Bass Talk Live yesterday, and they were talking about this. They actually broke the news on them kind of switching it.
Oh,
So it'll be interesting because then after that one, stage 8's here.
Right.
are we gonna go
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
That whole week, we're gonna do nothing but talk about live MLS
Awesome.
stuff. I do believe we're working, or I know for a fact we're working on. I think we're getting some pretty big name guys in here
Yep.
Okay.
during that MLF. I know Justin's been working with Dio pretty closely on a couple of their guys. I don't want to name any names because
There's no
you know.
guarantees.
Don't want to set any expectations, but big
But,
things.
but we went through some of those guys, and there's 50 some that don't have competitive type sponsors. So I think we're gonna pull it off. I think we're gonna get some guys in here. We'll definitely be doing a lot of live that week, working with the tournaments. That's just gonna be our whole
Yep.
week. Should be pretty awesome.
Yep.
I
Are
don't
we
know
gonna are we gonna try to go in the water?
if I'm not. I was asked originally to run a camera boat.
Oh, perfect.
See, now I never talked about this on here, but I've known the MLF was coming here for like 2 months.
Are we gonna try to run our camera boats?
No. So the MLF actually contacted me, and I drove them around
right.
with their cell device in the back of my boat. I had it in my boat for 2 days. I drove the entire Winnebago system checking cell coverage.
So if you want to thank anybody for MLF coming to Neha, thank Brian.
No,
Keller.
not me. It's probably honestly, it's probably TJ. To be
Right.
honest,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's more TJ than me, 1,000%. But I think TJ. I'm sure TJ gave them my name.
Well, and plus the anglers want to come up here.
Well, according to the MLF official that was here, he said that the anglers they're dying to come up north more in the
Right.
summer months because it's cooler. It's not 110 down south. The fish down there get deep and crazy and whatever.
Yep.
Right.
They really want to come up here more because we've got tons of fish, and the anglers, I guess, are requesting to come up north more.
Well, it's hotter than heck.
Well, then after this one's lacrosse for the
Right.
Yeah,
championship.
Red Crest.
So that, I mean,
And
So
we
does the
will-
MLF
be
have
awesome.
separate like tours throughout the year where they have
They-
like the championship and then
they
start
have
over?
they have their. I'm not very efficient on this yet, but they have their
Right.
Bass Pro Tour, right? They have the actual tour, and that feeds into all of these other little circuits they have.
Sure.
So you kind of qualify for the Red Crest, and then from there they got these cup events,
Yep.
and then
Sure.
the cup events
It's kind
are
of
all
like golf.
But the cup events are televised only. They're only on
Sure.
TV, so everything kind of feeds into that
Oh.
TV produced deal. So I'm super jacked. So when I had the guy in the boat, he asked me if I'd be willing to help them with their camera boats.
Yep.
I don't know. I have not heard from him since. So if I'm not doing that, we will definitely be in my boat
Perfect.
following these guys.
Not fishing though.
Not fishing. We will just be recording, running around, chasing.
Well, I'll
them.
have a camera in one hand, a pole in
I
the
should
other.
probably rent a bigger boat and sell tickets. That's what I should do. I've had a lot of people ask me if they could get out in the water to watch them.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Should probably get a bigger boat and sell tickets for real.
Somebody I
Because
know
you guys,
said
like-
he took that whole week off of vacation.
Right.
To
But my point is like you guys are not into this back when we went to the Classic, right? And we went and found Ike and Ellie.
Yep.
And we sat there and like, who could watch somebody fish? Well, you guys weren't complaining. Nobody was there was complaining.
No.
Watching Ike and Ellie fish for 2 hours.
Yep.
I was excited. He's my favorite fisherman. So
No, but right, but I mean that's my point. Is it's one thing to like go fishing. It's one thing to watch these guys. When you get to see them in person, I kind of related a lot to NASCAR. I'm not a
Yep.
huge NASCAR junkie, but
Isn't the Indy 500 this weekend?
I have no idea. But that's my point. I like racing, but I'm not a junkie. I only watch it if I'm home and there's nothing else on. But I've went to two or three different NASCAR races. And when you go to a race,
It's a lot cooler.
you come home and you'll watch the next season because you're like, oh my God.
Right.
Like, on TV, it's kind of, it's like, watching them go around. And the cameras make everything look so slow because it just follows them.
Yep.
When you're there in person and there's 43 cars, 800 horsepower, you go, I mean, it's the whole stadium shakes when they all go past you at once. It's unbelievable, the horsepower. It's just crazy. And I think a lot of that's kind of that same thing getting to watch these guys fish is if you do like fishing and you get to watch the best of the best of the best do it, it's unbelievable how efficient they are at what they do. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, like watching Ike and Ellie crack on those fish in that little backwater there, that was just ridiculous. I mean, I've never even fathomed that somebody could literally just go, oh, there's a fish. Yep, oh, there's a fish.
Well, if you were
there's a
watching
fish.
this last one, Aaron Martins was drop shotting on top of cedar trees, not on Table Rock. These guys are so good with your electronics. He was watching the fish on his graph saying, nope, I can't catch that one. I've already caught that one. I dropped my bait on me, swam away. I mean, it was
Really?
unreal watching these guys. Oh, yeah.
It's not fair.
It was unreal.
It's not fair.
Let's do a fishing tournament where there's no electronics allowed.
Well, that would definitely be a game changer. So anyway,
You should get electronics for microfishing.
I don't know if they'd even show up. They'd look
Yeah.
like
they'd show up on Panoptics.
Yeah, they would show up on Panoptics.
But I've been looking at little units for my little boat. Garmin has some really cool little electronics
cool
for
stuff
cheap.
out there for sure.
For especially on the budget, and it's a budget-minded boat. It's budget-minded build. But I'm like, for $300, you can get those Garmin Strikers. And I was like, that's not a bad deal.
No.
Those are pretty sweet.
Right.
All right, cool.
All right, cool.
Well,
thanks for watching, everybody.
yep.
Time to go
Everybody
back
have
to
a
work.
good and safe Memorial weekend. Make sure to stop by the Real Shot and check out some of the deals we got going on. And if anything, save some time for.
I heard a story yesterday. I don't know where it was, but some lady or somebody stole like $800 of toilet paper and vodka. I heard on Y100 yesterday morning.
Wow.
Wherever she's having whatever party she's having, I wish I was invited. Seriously.
Now I thought I heard, like in prison, they soak toilet paper in stuff and then they hide it in areas.
What is?
I mean,
I don't know if you'd steal it on purpose to go to
I don't
jail.
know
Maybe
if that
maybe
was-
not that. I thought that's what I heard.
I guess
No.
I just took it as somebody stole it. It's Memorial Day weekend. She's having a hell of a party. That's what I
a
want
crazy
with
party.
Or had one too many bad tacos.
All right.
That's a bad Taco Bell run right
That
there.
is
Bad
not the
Taco
way
Bell
you
run.
want to wrap up the show, man.
Wrapping up the show, anyways. Massive amount. Oh, man.
If you go to a party and there's $800 worth of toilet paper and vodka, call Brian.
That's just
He's
it too.
interested.
That's amazing.
Sounds
That's
like
just
a party, doesn't it?
I mean, it's like the one thing on one side to go, okay, toilet paper. I can see why you want to steal a lot of toilet paper because it can get expensive, you know.
Was it in the state of Wisconsin?
I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said anything because I don't have enough information. But
You're
Charles, they were
you
talking.
started something you can't finish.
Yeah, you're right. I did because they were talking about Y100 yesterday, and I caught the tail end of it. And
That is a fun part of some of those radio shows though, where they point out like the local idiots or
Dude,
something like that.
Small Town Crime Wave was always my jam on hunting season, and you came up every day during gun season. You listened to, what was it, Bob and Tom? Every morning, and they would talk Small Town Crime Wave. Like the one guy stole a giant M&M statue from the store, literally just picked it up and started to walk outside with it. They're like, what are you doing? Like, what, you can't.
Like, he's a big fan. He's a big fan.
so Chip is on. I don't know if he's still watching, but he asked if we were talking about Musky or what. He needed some cooking tips. The
It is
stream.
it is opening weekend in the northern counties.
Just so you know, I don't know if he's still on, but this stream got cut. You'll have to go back and watch the first one. We started about 8 o'clock, and we already played out and talked about all the musky stuff. So.
Yep. So it's gonna be on. It's gonna be.
Yep, I'm going to push it out live right after this show. I think video will premiere on Facebook at noon. I think this sounds good.
Yeah, I don't think
Sounds
there's
good.
anything.
Yeah, we'll do that at noon, and then
Alright.
YouTube it'll be live. And,
Yep. And speaking of Facebook, all our used handgun or guns are going to Facebook. Where only contact the store for that
Yeah,
information.
we can't sell that stuff through Facebook or through the website.
Nope.
It's all
But
got to be
the
locally.
pictures are there, so if you have any questions, Steve
Yep.
or Mark or
And
any
we
of
could always transfer them if you're not local, but you find a gun. We could, if you had a different gun dealer closer to where you live,
Yep.
we can definitely transfer it to somebody else that has
Right.
to
Yep.
a different gun dealer.
But yeah, they're getting that information to us, and we're getting that out too. So that's just another aspect of our.
And it's slowly growing. Every day we're getting more used firearms. So
Yep. So all right, cool. Let's wrap this one up, and then we'll be again next TRS live is going to be next week Thursday,
next week,
good.
Thursday.
4:00.
See you folks next time.
Yep.
Peace.